Hey, welcome to Wildcats Garage Talk. Just out here plinking around in the garage today, doing a little maintenance project, little upgrade on some landscape lights. So I bought these landscape lights a couple years ago off of Amazon. You get a 12 pack for about $80. So they're not that expensive. They're about $7 or $8 a piece. These are the 10 volts. And to be honest with you, the lights, I didn't expect a lot, but actually the lights work really well. So this is one that I haven't had out. I've only used 11 of the 12. But some of the downfalls of these lights are this cord is very short. This is only about 12, 18 inches. And then these wires are very small diameter. So the short cord makes it kind of difficult to place them around bushes and things when you don't really have much flexibility on where to move it. But then with this wire being so small, not sure what gauge it is. It's not 18 gauge, it's even smaller than that, but it's pretty short. But really the big downfall of this light set are these connectors that they give you, this kind of connector, where you have to, it's just basically a pin and it screws in on the other side. They're difficult. And really after about 2.5 years, this is where the failures were seen. So I want to show you what I've been doing here this last couple days when it's been raining to maybe take care of this and upgrade this and make it a little bit better. So one thing with these lights I was concerned about, really you get the best effect, or at least I do on my house, when these are almost in the total vertical position, not tilted like this. It just seems like it's better when it kind of shines up, kind of up the side of your house or up the brick. It looks better up closer to your home versus farther back. Because these aren't super powerful. It says 10 watts, but LED. But if they're too far away from your home, they just don't give you the kind of look that I like anyway. So what I was concerned about is having these straight up and water collecting in this little rim here. So what I did do to prevent that was I took these screws loose, and you pull this cap off in the lens, and there is a silicone type gasket there, but I got some silicone in a tube and put a bead around that and then screwed this back down, because I wanted to make sure that if this was setting up right, that no water actually got into this lens, which would probably be the downfall. Also put a little spot here just to keep water from migrating up this hole. But even after doing that, I thought, well, I'm still concerned about water sitting on top of this. If this is in any kind, even if it's barely tilted, because there is a lip here, there shouldn't really be a lip on this end so that the water would drain off. I thought, what else can I do? And that's where this glass came into play. So what I thought about is, what can I do to cover this? So I went over to the Dollar Tree or Dollar Store, and I bought these glasses that they just sell over there. They were $1 a piece, or maybe $1.25 now, but they actually will slide right over top of this light and sit on it perfectly. And it does not hamper the brightness of the light at all, and it sets over it and covers the whole fixture. And that has proved to be a very good upgrade in my mind. You don't really notice it, and it keeps the light fixture itself completely out of water. So I've had zero issues with the light itself. The lights have all still burned bright after a couple years. No corrosion anywhere, no water getting inside of these. So thinking that that problem's been taken care of, again, the downfall really is the cord in these connectors that come with them when you order them. So I did want to do something about both of those issues. So I bought these connectors off of Amazon. You can buy them at Lowe's and other places. And they pinch the main power cable here, and then here on these ends here, you stick the wire leads from the light in. So, and then you snap them down. So these seem a lot better and are much easier to put into on your line when you are hooking these up. So, but the downfall of those with this is this wire is really too small. So I needed to do something to beef this wire up, and plus I wanted to make it longer. So I wanted to add probably, a 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet to these to give me about 2.5, maybe 3 feet. Now again, that'll give you the ability to move the light around if the bush is growing, whatnot. So trying to find the right kind of wire. Wire is kind of expensive now, anything made out of copper. And I had miles of this speaker wire, and it's actually copper as well. It seemed to be about, I believe it's 18 gauge, 2 strands, and you can split this and pull these apart. So I thought, well, I'm going to try to see if I can't utilize that. So this is what that wire looks like, and you can pull it apart. So I ended up taking about a 2-foot piece of this and getting a soldering iron and some solder and adding about a 2-foot section to that. And then where those joints were, went to Harbor Freight. You can buy these little heat shrink kits that has all the different pieces in it. And you can buy it in various lengths and rolls as well, and put that over top of where those joints were. So after taking the 2-foot piece of this and stripping this back, I soldered it onto the ends and then covered it with heat shrink. I also bought some of this cable protecting lines, very cheap. You get 10 foot for about $3. And let's see what size that is, 3/8 inch. So I slid that up over this because my concern really on using this wire is that this might not be, the coating might not be really UV stable outside if it was exposed to light, even though quite frankly with mulch around it and plants probably won't get a lot of sunlight on it. So I covered that, put a little silicone here just to keep it, not to keep water out of it because this is perforated and split, but just to keep it from sliding down. And then on the tips of this speaker wire is I bought a roll of the heat shrink over at Harbor Freight. This is 3/16, 8 foot. I think it's about $2. And put that on the very tips of this where it does get exposed before it goes into this. And then snap these down. So, and I did actually just put a dab of silicone here to keep water out. So I've tested these on a line to make sure. And you can see there is where your main line will go in there and those will pierce it. So really what I've done now is I've got a cord that's probably, almost 3 feet long, which is a lot better. And the connection is going to be much, much better. So I really do think that this should be a good upgrade. And I think having this heat shrink on the outside of this little exposed area. So the only part of this wire that's exposed is right down here at the very end. And this actually can be buried. So the main wire, the main power line coming from my transformer will go in here. And this is hard to operate one-handed, but you can see here where you put your main wire in there and just make sure that these two metal clips go into the wire, and then you snap it shut. So I really do think this is an upgrade. Like I said, these lights were not expensive compared to what you can pay, and really being underneath this glass cover and sealing this has made these lights last 3 years with not any issue. The only issue was the wire nuts that they give you. These are not very good. So if I was buying a set of these, again, I would do this upgrade right at the beginning. I would not use these. I would buy a pack of these or get you some of these. These are about $2 a piece, which is kind of expensive, but get you these. And then if you do buy the ones off of Amazon or wherever, because this cord is so short, I think it does make it a lot nicer to be able to move it. That way, if you are trimming the bushes, you can actually pull it up, move it out of the way so you don't get your hedge clippers in it and cut the wire, which I've been known to do before. But I've added that on there, and then with this wire protection flex tubing, I think it's going to be a good upgrade. But I really do think that the light, one of the things that really saves the light is putting this glass on it. Again, you can see this glass. Like I said, it doesn't impact the light output at all. And it keeps snow, rain, everything off of it, bugs, whatever. And these lights look as good as new. So I have not had any issues, because I think a lot of this stuff, water gets into it. Even though these screws here look like they're stainless, who knows if they really are or not. But so I really think the lights have been very good. So if I would have done this at the beginning, it would have been a lot easier. But hey, here at Wildcat Garage Talk, we're always looking for projects to do. We could buy better ones, but hey, if we can do it ourselves and save a little money and entertain ourselves, maybe more importantly, let's do it. So anyway, there you go, folks. Maybe you learned something, maybe not, but come on back to Wildcat's Garage Talk. Pull up a bucket, let's have a chat.